India has arrived at the global scene.
Prime Minister Modi is one of those individuals in the world who is able to pursue independent foreign policy.
Speaking on India's handling of the COVID-19 crisis, US President Joe Biden said Prime Minister Modi's success proves democracies can deliver. Former US President Barack Obama observed in his piece in Time magazine on Prime Minister Modi that Prime Minister Modi recognizes the more than 1 billion Indians living and succeeding together can be an inspiring model for the world. Former Japanese Premier Shinzo Abe commended Prime Minister Modi's strong initiatives such as Make in India, Digital India, Skill India, Clean India and Smart City.
And that we unite across the whole planet to tackle climate change. And there's one guy who particularly understands how to do that and who shares that agenda and who understands that a single hour of sunshine provides enough energy to power the whole Earth for a year. You know that, to power all human activity on Earth, I should say, for a year. The one man who understands that so well and who's achieved absolutely extraordinary things in his own country of India is the Prime Minister of India. And ladies and gentlemen, Excellencies, there is one sun, one world, one grid, one Narendra Modi.
Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, was right when he said, the time is not for war.
I told you, you're the most popular person in Israel.
Thank you.
Want to join my party.
In August 2022, Mexican President Obrador announced in a written proposal to United Nations to create a commission comprising of 3 world leaders, including Prime Minister Modi, to promote world peace for a period of 5 years. More recently, with the Russia-Ukraine war in the backdrop, French President Emmanuel Macron quoted Prime Minister Modi's remarks. In fact, even Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan was seen heaping praises for India's independent foreign policy, for its ability to buy oil from Russia despite sanctions on Russia. From Boris Johnson to Barack Obama, from Sheikh Hasina to Emmanuel Macron, it has been quite some time that various world leaders have been praising Prime Minister Modi for his leadership. This relatively new phenomenon symbolizes the rise of India at the global stage. If you look closely, it isn't just one group of leaders who have acknowledged India's elevation. Recently, Russian President Vladimir Putin, while speaking at the annual Valdai discussion in Moscow, called Prime Minister Modi a true patriot.
World, a lot has been done throughout the recent years under Prime Minister Modi leadership. He is a true patriot of his country. Prime Minister Modi is one of those individuals in the world who is able to pursue independent foreign policy in the interest of his country, his people, without any attempts to stop him in this movement. He continues going towards his goal as an icebreaker.
But what is India First policy? Putting India's interests first. For years, India pursued non-alignment, which means it wouldn't join any of the blocs that were created during the Cold War. For a developing nation like India, pursuing an independent foreign policy was unthought of, since that would come at the cost of relations with one or the other superpower that dominated the global stage. Come 2014, when Prime Minister Modi assumed office. Putting India first is what Prime Minister Narendra Modi believes in and has followed this even amid global turmoil. 75 years later, India developed a sense of confidence and optimism, and that has been the guiding principle that has shaped the India First foreign policy. India decides for itself, and it is not subject to intimidations, as seen during the Russia-Ukraine war. In fact, India has moved from non-alignment to multi-alignment. India's foreign policy today is deeply rooted in its civilizational ethos and is based on its domestic realities. India now engages with the world on its own terms. Prime Minister Modi's policy of putting India first has ensured that in the interests of Indian citizens, be it at home or abroad, every step is taken, every partner is engaged, and no stone is left unturned. His personal and dynamic relations with many global leaders have ensured that India has robust relations with foreign nations even when they may not be on friendly terms with each other. Signs of India's evolving foreign policy could be seen as early as 2018, when Prime Minister Modi, while addressing Bharat Ki Baat Sabke Saath, had asserted how India will engage with all the nations.
हिंदुस्तान में दम होना चाहिए कि हिंदुस्तान डंके की चोट पर कहे कि जब मुझे इजराइल जाना है मैं सीधा इजराइल जाऊंगा, और जिस दिन मुझे पैलेस्टाइन जाना होगा उस दिन हिम्मत के साथ मैं पैलेस्टाइन जाऊंगा। मैं सऊदी अरेबिया भी जाऊंगा, उतने ही प्यार से उनका सर्वश्रेष्ठ सम्मान भी प्राप्त करूंगा, और देश की एनर्जी सिक्योरिटी के लिए जरूरत है तो मैं ईरान भी जाऊंगा।
India is engaging with a plethora of nations, either as part of a larger grouping such as BRICS, BIMSTEC or G20, or as individual party in a strategic partnership. India has expanded its economic ties with nations around the world, like inking new trade pacts with UAE, Australia, to the formation of I2U2. It has invited global players to make in India that is slowly proving to be a game changer. There has been record FDI inflow. India has strengthened its geopolitical stance, aimed at strengthening security in the Indo-Pacific region through Quad and IPEC framework. It not only provides stability in the region but also signals the presence of a strong nation that believes in cooperation. It was as a result of this India First policy that Prime Minister Modi pushed for setting up hotlines with the presidents of Russia and Ukraine amid a raging conflict to ensure the safety of Indians stranded in Ukraine, following which safe corridors and zones for the swift evacuation of Indian students were established. One common thread in this approach was India First, which allowed him to engage with partners who may have their own rivalries or differences, like in the case of Russia, Ukraine, Israel, Palestine, Iraq, Iran, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. All of them may have or had their differences, but engage with India with complete enthusiasm. During the COVID-19 lockdown, it was Prime Minister Modi's dynamic relations with world leaders that led to the establishment of safety bubbles between India and other nations and enabled the Modi government to bring back Indians stranded abroad under the Vande Bharat mission. On the domestic front, the priority has been to make India Atmanirbhar or self-reliant through a plethora of initiatives like Skill India, Digital India, financial inclusion, infra development. The Narendra Modi government is leaving no stone unturned to strengthen the country from within, while also tackling global challenges with great poise. Today, India is being recognized and appreciated around the world for the massive strides it is taking for making the lives of Indian citizens more prosperous. Prime Minister Modi believes that a secure India that is confident of its place in the world will be able to deal with peers and competitors from a position of strength. His counterparts have also shown sensitivity towards his approach. From bringing the world together under the International Solar Alliance to people of many other nations who reportedly used the Indian tricolor to ensure that they too received safe conduct out of conflict areas. India's stature at the global stage has grown, catapulted by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Let us know in the comments below if you liked this video. Until next time, this is Richa Dwivedi signing off. Dhanyavad and Namaste.